Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Puan Fatima, for the kind introductions. As what being introduced by Puan Fatima, I am Benny, the platform consultant for Elsevier, which I'm covering both Elsevier Science Direct and Scopus. But today, specifically, our topics will be on Elsevier Science Direct to see in Science Direct what sort of contents that we are having in this database to support your learning, and as well as learning is not just study. It could be potentially in your later path of your academia futures. It could be somehow, who knows, proceed to research as well. Yeah. So without further ado, so let me start these sessions. So along the session, should you have any inquiry or questions, please feel free to raise up your hand. I will go to you. If I can't hear you correctly or clearly on your questions, I will go to you and ask further, right? So don't feel shy to raise your hand if you have any questions. So I'm not your lecturers. I'm not going to mark you or grade you. So just feel free to raise your hand should you have any further questions, right? So this will be the agenda for today, covering the following topics. So I will first introduce, anyone knows who is Science Direct or not? Or let me know, have a show of hands, how many of you are undergraduates? And the rest are postgraduate. How many undergraduates here? All right, so we have a mixed audience. Postgrad? Right. So how many of you have heard of Elsevier Science Direct or have not heard? Anyone have heard? Can you raise your hand? 4, 5, 6, less than 10. All right. So I probably need to explain a little bit what is Elsevier Science Direct. All right. So I will also introduce you what is this platform, following by how to search and how to do the impactful research by using our platform and also the additional resources. For those who doesn't know what is Elsevier or what Elsevier provides, so basically we are the global information analytics company specializing in science and health. What we do, so we help the institute, we help the professionals, we help the students, we help the researchers, we help the lecturers, yeah, to progress science, advance healthcare, and improve performance. And why are we doing it? Because we want to help you solve your challenges for the benefit of humanity. And we combine the content, be it journals, be it books, for your learning, for your research, with technology supported by the operational efficiency to turn this information into actionable knowledge, right? So this is basically how Elsevier works. It combines the content with the technology to provide the actionable knowledge. So you read Grey's Anatomy is from Elsevier, right? You read fundamental books, you read the journals, and then you search through Science Direct, Scopus, and then you can do the reference management by using Mendeley, right? So I'm just reading out a few that possibly related and relevant to your learning. So basically this is behind Science Direct. So we are not just publishing it, right? We are soliciting and managing submission of Elsevier journals. For the fellow postgraduate students, are you actually in the midst of writing your paper? Postgraduate students? Yes? First sem. Soon you will have to get into that. And possibly you are now reading journals as well, right? Right? So be it whether you're undergraduate now, and if I'm not mistaken, you should be doing your final year project in the end of your degree. You like it or not, you still need to search for journals, you still need to do your final year projects, you still need to write thesis, and eventually you will have to use this, right? So probably it will be a bit blurred if you are new to your undergraduate program, but try to absorb as much as you can because eventually it will be useful for you later, okay? So we also managing peer review, manuscript editing, production and publications, eventually when the journal paper is being published, that will be the thing that you all keep searching through the SciDirect platform to download, to do referencing. Yeah, this will be possibly the way. So I believe your lecturer wouldn't want you to cite the information from Wikipedia, from Google. They want from proper source, and this will be the proper source that you should refer to, okay? Because all the content has been checked, has been peer reviewed by the subject expert, by the professionals, okay? So I was the lecturer before, so many years back, I also told my student I wouldn't like to see Wikipedia as the references. I only want the solid referencing from the proper databases, and this should be the way, okay? So, SciDirect is incorporating innovative technologies to evolve the information discovery and management needs of researchers. So we help to uncover the new research. So any new innovations, any new ideas, any new outcome from the research that you have done in your university, we help you to uncover it, to identify the patterns and connection between the content that might have been otherwise overlooked. So sometimes before you start the research questions, or before you start your final year project, you want something new that people have not done before. So how are you going to do so? Of course, you have to search through Scopus, you have to search through SciDirect to see if anyone published that before or not. If someone has published it, then you might consider that possibly a no to continue, because no novelty, nothing new, and not worth it for you to proceed. And that would be the place and that would be the time that you will need SciDirect to help you, to assist you on that. Yeah? So SciDirect is enhancing its advanced data analytics and machine learning capabilities to deliver researchers the information they need when they need it, right? So to deliver search results that are more relevant, so eventually later we will walk you through together how to do the search basic walkthrough. And SciDirect is extending its browse and search functionalities, and to provide a best-in-class user experience which is personal, secure and fast. So in SciDirect, we create a customizable setting so that researchers can tailor their workspace to fit their needs. Because sometimes, if you do not really good in searching, or your search term is being too general, you will have hundreds or thousands of the research outcome later on in the result page to filter one by one. So the more accurate is your searching, the less work that you have to go through, the less hassle you're having, and you have more time to finish up your research projects. So in Elsevier SciDirect, bear in mind, that will be the common perception for all the researchers, be it in Malaysia or outside Malaysia. We not just having articles, we do have books in SciDirect as well. So look at these pyramids. We have different types of books: serials, ebook, textbook, major reference work. So for those who are undergraduate studies, there are a lot of useful ebooks for you to search in Elsevier SciDirect for your learning purposes, right? Nowadays, I believe that as I was a lecturer before, the core contents and also the theoretical knowledge still important, but there are something more have evolved along the year. Why are you studying? Just to fit into industry, perhaps, after you graduated, right? So I will say that application knowledge is equally important. You do not want whatever you have learned in the classroom and you can't apply when you go to the workplace. So in Elsevier SciDirect, we have different types of book, be it fundamental or be it applications, yeah? And it's all available in SciDirect platform. So I can share with you one case story. This is in another university, public university in Malaysia. So one of the lecturers actually make use of one of this book called Lean Management in preparing the student before they going out for attachment. So this student to be sent to one company called Akemi. I don't know whether if you know it, they're producing the bedsheet, pillow, bolster, Akemi, A-K-E-M-I. So happens this lecturer downloaded a book from Elsevier SciDirect. It's called Lean Management. And these lecturers instructed the student before going to the attachment in the kilang, in the factory, please have this book ready. So I want the students, he said he wants the students to fully read all the books before going into industry, and true enough, the feedback from the industry said that, wow, the students well prepared. So the students have all the application knowledge in their mindset before stepping into their industry attachment. So this is what something that textbook rarely can provide. Textbook providing you definition, theoretical knowledge, fundamental knowledge, and at the same time, ebooks in Elsevier can provide you a lot more. So Elsevier's Science Direct is actually a platform that full with treasure and waiting for the time and chance for you to slowly dig it out, to discover the treasure of the knowledge, right? So some people say that, oh, I'm now in postgrad anymore, I don't need books. That is not true. You are in postgraduate, you still need to do your literature review, right? You need to fully understand the fundamental behind, and you need to know the problem statement, and you need to understand the literature behind the research before you can do proper research. Otherwise, when you step into Viva later, people will ask you what research are you doing, you cannot understand, you cannot speak, you cannot defend. So, be it whether research or what, the one fundamental is start from books. It provides you the basic knowledge before you step into it. So when you have a very solid undergraduate fundamental knowledge, then you can progress well in your advanced level of research later, be it whether you are doing your master's or PhD later, right? So you can see this pyramid. Most of the book provides you definitions, fundamental knowledge, methods, methodology, processes. It would help you to deepen your knowledge up to the advances of the knowledge, and then goes up to on top, tip top, that you can see the two boxes there, journals. It will provide you the latest advances, right? So before you know the tip top latest advances, you must also understand the theory behind. So if you do not have the solid foundation from the books, then it's hard for you to understand the tip top content that provides you the latest outcome of that particular innovations. So, any questions so far? Good. Okay. So this is how the Science Direct platform looks like. So it will help you to discover the relevant information, keep you informed of the latest development and news, access to the details, and make the process quick and easy. So whatever I'm highlighting here, you can see most of the time I will encourage the student to do or to perform the search by using keywords, right? And author's name, unless you specifically know that is the top subject expert in your field, then you can key in the author's name. Or otherwise, I will just advise and suggest you to just search by the keywords. Journal book title, unless you have specific book title that you know that is already inside Science Direct, then you can search. Or otherwise, I will still recommend you to search by keywords, right? And you can explore scientific, technical, medical research on Science Direct. You know, we have different types of contents: physical sciences, engineering, life sciences, health sciences, social sciences, and humanities. So you can create an account as what's showing here, right? Your account unlocks a range of customization and research alerts, features that have been designed to support your research goals. So by having an account, right, it can help you to set up the alerts for search queries, journal, and book series. You can receive recommendation. So meaning to say sometimes when you search in certain field, it will tend to capture your history. Then they know that, oh, your research field is in this category. Then when there is similar research from that category published in the latest date, they will send you the recommendation to see if you are keen or interested to read, right? So that are personal to your search history and sign-in activity. And it can manage your reading history to ensure that you can find useful article again when needed, right? Sometimes we forgot to save, we forgot to download, doesn't matter. If you log in through an account, then it has some background or history. So you can somehow search through the history without starting all from the beginning again, right? You can also access SciDirect remotely outside of your institution's IP range by registering your student email ID. Okay? If you are unsure about the login method, anytime after this session, you can go to your librarians, right? They can help you on the login method. Okay? So, if you go into advanced search, it looks like this. Yeah? You can see the column, find articles with these terms, key in the journal title's name or book title's name, the years, the authors, volume, issue, page. So, further down is ISSN and ISBN, which is less likely that you will use it. So this is the search functionalities, choosing the search term example. Because if the term is too general, then it can appear in thousands of research outcomes, and you have to take a lot of time to filter it one by one until you found the one that related to your study, right? Example, security. It can be food security, it can be cyber security. So what you want, right? Or as usual as the common term COVID-19. You want to see COVID-19's latest updates, or you want to see the latest treatment for COVID-19, or you want to see the impact of the economy after COVID-19, or you want to see the future of the economy situation of a country after COVID-19. So if you do not have a specific one, then wow, there's thousands of the items for you to search one by one. Vaccine also coming out, treatment also coming out, economics related also coming out, social science, psychology also coming out, right? So use specific search terms that are closely related to your research topics or your learning topics. Include alternative words and abbreviations. Avoid using the words that are too general as what I mentioned to you earlier. Okay? Try to use as specific terms as possible. Then you can get as specific outcomes at the result page. So you can use Boolean operator and or not. As what is this mean? Use and when you want to find a document that contains all of the terms. You want to find A and B, means whatever that containing A and B should be displaying at the result page. Okay? Use this when the terms must appear and must be far apart from each other. Example, geographic information system and urban sustainability. Okay? So meaning to say, if that paper showing only geographic information system, that will not be showing because you already put in a demand Boolean operational terms and means the paper showing both geographic information system and urban sustainability will only show in your result page. The second one, or. To find the document that contain any of the term, meaning to say A and B, either one. If it is containing only A, it will come out. Containing only B, it will come out. Containing A and B, it will also come out. So, use or when at least one of the terms must appear, such as synonyms, alternate spelling, and abbreviations. Example, micromouse or picomouse. Right? Not, when you should use Boolean operator of not, as when you need to exclude documents that include the specific term from the search. Use not to exclude specific terms. This connector must be used at the end of the search term. Example, particle collision and not theoretical. Meaning to say, anything dealing with theoretical throughout the search of particle collision will not be displayed in your result page. So now you have to perhaps distinguish the differences between what is and, or, and not. Clear? I hope I made it clear. Okay? User can combine the term using Boolean operator and or not, and user can also group terms using parentheses. Multi-level nested clauses are supported. So precedence rules are not takes precedence and over and, which take precedence over or, not and or. So these are all is the combination on the Boolean operators. So after this, perhaps you can go into sciencedirect.com, you can play around. Okay? Finding variation of the words to search for a specific phrase and close the phrase in the inverted comma. Okay? Use the singular form of words, find singular, plural, and possessive forms of the most word, and special character are included in the search. So subscript and superscript will be entered on the same line as other character, like H2O. You can also just normally enter without superscript or subscript. Accented character to search for the name first, enter first or first, so without the double dot on top of you is also acceptable. Non-alphanumeric characters such as hyphen, bullet, arrow, plus signs, and minus signs are ignored unless they are enclosed in a bracket. Meaning to say, if you are not enclosed in the bracket, in the search functionality, it will be ignored. So I will not go through this because it's a bit too much. So if those you have tablets or laptop with you, perhaps you can also start doing this, like playing around with Science Direct platform, or otherwise you can just refer to the screen in front of me. Any questions? Okay. So, example, I want to search something, sustainable development, right? So, you can see under sustainable development, how many results are there? More than close to 160,000. And that number will change every day. Every day there will be different new publication, updated books to be uploaded onto the sciencedirect.com. So, and obviously, if I am still teaching in the class, I wouldn't want my student to find old information. I will restrict them to only cite and find the information for the latest 5 years. I do not want more than that. Because knowledge keep advancing, knowledge keep evolving. Every day there will be new things published on sciencedirect.com. Right? And I believe that you always wanted to learn the updated things and not the outdated things. Yes? So you can refine the latest 5 years of the content through this. Alright? So if you can filter this accordingly, then you will make sure that all the results showing in the result page will just be limited to latest 5 years. Article types. It is always depending on your objective. Are you looking for a content for your classroom learning? Then possibly you might not need to use journals yet unless being instructed by your lecturer. Right? So if your lecturer say, I want an assignment, write up on these particular topics, or your lecturer will do flipped classroom activity. Possibly based on that, whether it is books, chapters article, or review articles, or original research articles, you will still need it. But if you say, I have a learning activity in classroom, lecturer possibly will teach about a certain topics. So I want to have my own learning first before attending to the class. Can I do so? Yes, you can, but focus on book chapter will be more suitable, right? As what I mentioned to you, books provide basic knowledge, fundamental knowledge, definition. So it's again depending what is your objective. I cannot expect year 1 student to read research article. That will be a bit too deep, right? So even you yourself, without much information and also understanding on the fundamental, you straight away go and read journal article. I'm not sure how can you feel. Probably you don't understand, you got geram, you slap your table, right? So always start from the basic. Even I have taught final year students before, when I give them research article to read, they knows nothing after that. So it is normal. If you face such situation, don't give up, because we have other functionality later to assist in your understanding in the content. So don't give up. No need to flip table. Just be patient, right? So I will guide you through later how. So we also have subject areas. I will suggest you do not need to care much about subject area. You know why? Sometimes it looks like the topic it is in environmental science, but due to the multidisciplinary research, it could be also showing under life sciences like biological sciences, or it could be under chemical engineering also. So do not need to put yourself in the circle of your subject area, right? I understand that some of the architecture students will need to read about green chemistry, green environment, green materials when they're doing designing, right? So let's say if you are doing architecture degree, doesn't mean that you have to look for something all about architectures. Put your mindset open, right? You might also reading something that relevant to your studies, but not being restricted by the subject areas categorization. So you can see, number one is the search result, as when you click in sustainable development as a search term. So the one that label number one will be the search results. Number two is search refine. Yeah. Number three is sorting options. Number four is display article pages. Number five, downloads. Right. Anyone came to this page before, or this is something new for all of you? I believe it's not new for postgrad. I hope not. Or otherwise your supervisor will get angry, right? Or if you are in your year 2, year 3, eventually going through your final year project, good that you familiarize yourself on this, because eventually you need to find useful articles for your final year project later. Okay? Any final year project students here? None. Year 1? Year 2? Oh, a lot of year 2. So in 1 or 2 more years later, you will get into this part, right? But nowadays the world is changed. I believe that you're less depending on the print book now, right? Using ebook more. Yes? So you can explore the ebooks from Elsevier SciTechRex. Okay? So be it you whether you wanted to download the book's articles or the book chapters or the review articles or the original research articles, you can do the download in batch and then multiple PDF file in the zip folder. In books wise, you can choose to download whole books, or you can choose to download only certain chapters. As what I mentioned, the world has changed. Sometimes nowadays in many other universities, the lecturer no longer use one single book to support the whole curriculum. They will only use 2 chapters from book A, 3 chapters from book B, 1 chapter from book C to guide you through the whole course syllabus throughout the whole semester. So instead of download the whole book, you might just need to download the relevant chapters to your syllabus. Okay? And after that, if you have assignment that given by your lecturer or flip classroom activity, I believe that you do not, or you were not allowed to write something without proper referencing. So you should also start learning how to do the referencing management. If you cite something from the research article, from the review articles, from the book chapters, you can actually save it or export the citation to the text. Yeah. last time round when I still studying my master's and PhD possibly got. Master's, I don't have such tool. I have to do the referencing one by one, key in the name, key in the title, key in the page number, key in the name of the book or the journal one by one. And now you have such tool, make sure you fully utilize it. So during the assignment, as if you already start using the referencing tool, when come to your final year project later, when come to your master's project later, it is a lot more easier. So I only started to use this referencing management towards the end of my PhD studies. And it is a lot more easier. During my undergraduate, I have to type in one by one. Example, if that research article has 20 names, I have to type 20 names manually. Now you do not need to do so. You just click export reference or citations or whatever. Everything is well arranged for you. Okay? So these are the enhanced reader on Science Directs. Yeah? As what I mentioned, you can read the content on HTML format or download in the PDF format. But if you read your content in HTML format, I will show you the extra features later that can help and assist in your understanding and learning. Then we have reference linking. We have article recommendation. You can export the citation, and also you have figure or media viewer. So this is the outlook as when you are using HTML format. Meaning to say, you click into the title without downloading, that is HTML format. Okay? Number one is the outline of the research article or the book chapters. It provides easy navigations. Yeah, you can see, oh, if you want to read the abstract first, you just click the abstract. You can see the keywords, introduction. So without through you scrolling upside down, you can just click on the navigation bar and then it will go to the content part within the paper or within the books that you wanted. Then we have recommended articles. After reading this article, you might find, oh, more or less 50% relevant. I still need to do more reading in the relevant terms, in the relevant area. So we have this part to help you to see if that mitigated another 50% of the knowledge gap that you still have not achieved. You have citing articles, yeah, author's information. Who knows, you want to know, oh, is this authors from which country, which university, yeah? Then add to Mendeley. If you add to Mendeley, it will help in your reference management later. The postgraduate student that you raised your hand earlier, have you started using reference management? Yes? Easy? A lot easier. Without need to know or without need to worry about wrong spelling mistakes, right? Everything well arranged. When the things need to put comma, they will put comma for you. When the place that they need to be italic, they will italic for you. Just unlike my time, okay? And you can see if you want to download the figures is there. Yeah, download image whether you want the high-res image or full-size image. Sometimes you need to include the image in your assignment, right? As the attachment. So, came to this part which I personally think that it is important for both undergraduate students and postgraduate students. Have you came across whether you are reading online ebooks or online research article or online review article, there will be always some terms that you don't understand. Yes, and when you don't understand that term, you don't have the interest to read further, isn't it? So usually what you do? What you do? Don't know. Stop there. So usually what you do? Can you share with me? How you do as when you search some terms that you don't understand?
Google.
Google. Good. I think I usually do that, but sometimes I cannot differentiate whether the Google result is trustable or not. Betul, right? So in Elsevier, we have these features called Sign Direct Topics. So example, can you see this that I already highlighted? If you are doing some assignment, yet you are not science student, but this is science related, you don't understand this. What is encephalitis, right? Then you just need to click that part that already hyperlinked in blue. It will land you in this page called topic pages. So once you land in this page, what they have, right? The key features of Science Direct Topics provide you overall clear definition what is encephalitis. So you do not need to Google, you just need to click it. Then it brings you to the definitions. And you do not need to worry, oh my God, if I go to Wikipedia for definition, my lecturer is going to potong markah or not going to give me good grades, right? Or you yourself might not know whether the things that you cited or you taken from Wikipedia is trustable or not, right? So if you have taken from this, you know the definition came from Encyclopedia of Neuroscience, I think. So you know it definitely come from a trustable source. This is very, very important for those who are still doing undergraduate. I believe that every semester, every course, you will have assignment to do, right? And you have to do the proper referencing, yeah? And we have related terms to improve your extra readings, to gain further knowledge, additional knowledge that relevant to these terms, and learn more on the topics. So example, another key terms called cell membrane. Cell membrane is selectively permeable biological membrane found inside the cell wall and surrounding the cytoplasm. And you know this definition came from Atlas of Oral Microbiology 2015, right? And you can cite accordingly. And enable user to understand and interpret the scientific literature. Related terms look like this, and all these related terms is available for you to click, and it can also show the same page to show the similar definition. So if you want to read more example on the cell membrane, you can go below, right? You can first read the abstract or summary first, because without knowing the content summary, for what you want to read the whole book, right? You first need to screen through, know how to screen the information to find the most relevant information before you want to do further reading. You do not want to waste your time to read the whole book, and then after that, it's not important, not relevant. So you can go through the summary first before you want to decide, should I read full chapter? Okay? So you can browse the topic also through this part. So we basically build up these science direct topics based on the data science technology through data mining method, taxonomy building, algorithmic information extraction, relevancy ranking, and quality information. So with this, it produced the topic page features in Science Directs and also the book content. So these are the Science Direct reading history. As what I previously mentioned to you, sometimes you have hundreds of search in a day and you forgot to save, and that will be the important part for your research or for your assignment. And if you forgot to save, you can't cite. If you can't cite, when you submit your assignment, your lecturer will come after you. Okay? So we have this Science Direct reading history. So on today, you search these particular articles. Yesterday, day before yesterday. So you can slowly search back your history without much worry, without much hassles. So we have these free personalized recommendation services uses machine learning and the user online activities to suggest the research tailored to the needs. So how does it work? Once a researcher or student has registered, the powerful adaptive algorithms uses the sign-in activity on SciDirect to understand your research interest. Let's say today you search health economics. Then eventually our system will recognize, oh, this particular participant is actually into health economics a lot. So any future publications on the books or journals on health economics, it will send you the personalized recommender. And it then searches our database for more than 3,800 journals and 37,000 book titles to find related book content. And more frequently someone signs it, the better accuracy it is. Because sometimes when you search health economics, health economic impact in Malaysia, then eventually from there they will improve the accuracy to recognize you better. So let's say today I meet you one time, I only know you like teh ice. Tomorrow I see you again, then I catch something, I know you like nasi goreng. So the third day, I catch again that you do not like oily food. So from there we slowly shapes and understand you more accurately. I know that you like teh ice, nasi goreng, less oily, right? And you can try it to yourself. First of all, you just can create the account with SciDirect, stay signed in while searching and browsing, then our system can recognize you better. So this will be the personalized recommendation based on the recent science activity like groundwater flow modeling, the anatomy of large-scale web search engine, finite elements. This is just the example, yeah. So you can manage your email recommendations, yeah. So last time round, I did register my email. Whenever they have new knowledge about or something relevant to your research interest, they will send you email. Would you like to read? This paper has been published. Okay, so it powered us. If you stay signed in, then of course it will keep capturing. And usually, if you are using your own personal laptop, then shouldn't be a problem. More or less, they can capture as well. Yeah. So these are simply just some of the testimonial from the 1 million researchers that have already used the recommendation service, right? They were saying, provided me with the article that I had previously not found, gave me new idea for other applications, areas of the technique I'm using. This morning recommendation was relevant to my lecture last week, so we were able to start class by reviewing and adding new perspective. Some of the lecturers, including me, I would like to have my student to have some sort of preparation before coming to my class. So I found it, if you have prepared in advance before coming to the class, it tends to have a better absorption on the knowledge, right? I'm not sure if your lecturer does the same, but my personal opinions and my personal preference, I would prefer the student come to me with some preparation. Same goes to my project student last time. If they came to me with empty-handed, I'll get them to go back, right? Because the learning attitude as if I can coach you, I can guide you, but I do not like feeding. You have to find your way to get food, then I will tell you how to improve the food finding. But I will not feed you throughout your learning, right? So perhaps SciDirect will be a platform for you to find your own food. Then you prepare some sort of recipe, you prepare some sort of food, then you can go to your lecturer and show her or him, is this the food that you think it is good? what are the recommendations and what are the improvements needed, right? I do not want my students to come to me, sir, doctor, I don't know how. You're going to get a blast from me, right? So, as what I mentioned to you, make full use of the refine and the filters. If you want to find book, click books. So all the search outcome will just be around the book content. So you won't get confused and asking yourself, is this book? Is this journals? Right? Like sometimes in the simple terms, it comes up with more than 100,000 research outcome. Why confuse yourself that you have to spend more time to figure out or distinguish, is this relevant? Is this the thing I wanted? Right? First and foremost, that you need to know, I need journal article now or I need book content now. So new journal features make browsing through your favorite journal easier, right? This is the page of certain journals, will be more relevant for postgraduate students. And postgraduate students probably wanted to find journals to submit. Later on, I believe their supervisor would not simply let you submit. They will first ask you, what is the impact factors or what is the site score for these journals? Who owns the journal and who is the publisher, right? And you also have to bear in mind, without to have your paper accepted, correct me if I'm wrong, can you go to Viva? No, right? Until your paper accepted, right? So this part is very important for you then. You will have in mind, whether my paper will be rejected or will be sent for peer review within 3.5 weeks, I will have an answer. Then I can calculate, wow, it wouldn't hold my paper for 6 months, then possibly I don't delay my graduation, possibly it won't delay on my Viva, right? Review time, it will tell you it takes how long for the peer reviewer to review your paper. You will know maximum by 4.7 weeks, it should come back to you with the peer review comment. So these are all available in the journal web page of Elsevier. So I believe UMT also have such requirement called graduate on time, right? So it's both the KPI for the students and also the supervisors. So bear in mind, if you know to find all this information, then you do not need to sit there and wait, 6 months already, peer review incomplete. So you can more or less search the fast turnover time journal without to have your graduation time or Viva to be delayed. Okay? So your master's is in research mode?
Yes.
Okay, then this is very relevant to you. Lab book? Lab-based?
Yeah.
So,
the field work.
sorry?
Also on field work.
On?
Field work.
Oh, field work.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes field work, you need to involve a lot of statistic calculations. So for those who have not involved in research, whether it is lab work, field work, or dry lab, it involves a lot of different things. So sometimes you need to do statistic based on the field work, based on the interview also, or based on whatever collection of the samples. You also need to refer to other people, other paper journals, what sort of statistic calculation they are doing. From there, you need to apply to your own case. Correct? So this would be the way how you conduct a proper research. You cannot say that 1 + 1 is equal to 2.5 based on where I don't know, my own imagination. So 1 + 1 equal to 2 based on the calculation from who and who in the year of 2023. Right? And Elsevier is evolving its open access journal programs. I won't talk much about this because a lot of the students here are year 2 students, so not much involving in the journal publication yet, right? So this is how the book looks like. This book called Bioactive Compound, Health Benefit and Potential Applications. And especially when it comes to the ebook of Science Direct, I will advise you not to be too focused on the title of the books. I will advise you to search the book content by using the keywords. Sometimes by just the title of the book, it doesn't show that it is directly relevant, right? But inside the chapter, they have many chapters. So the treasure sometimes, the hidden treasure will show, wow, this is fully relevant to my course. So don't judge the book by its cover. It's directly applicable in Science Direct search. Search Science Direct by keywords. So sometimes even the journal looks like journal A, but you want content B, but it's actually you can find content B in journal A. So don't judge the journal by the title. Don't judge the books by its cover, right? So this is how the books chapters look like. As what I mentioned to you, sometimes you do not need the whole books. You only need certain chapters to facilitate of your learning in that particular syllabus of that particular weeks. So no point for you to keep the whole book. You just need to download the chapters that you needed and keep it. Right? So while we strive to make Science Direct easy and intuitive to use, you might have questions. Our customer support center have answered to you frequent asked questions. And you can visit Science Direct Support Center where you can also learn about the latest product updates. So before I go into additional resources, if you are the postgraduate student or if you are the student that you think you want to ready to learn before you get into your final year projects, we can do a simple walkthrough on Science Direct platform. You can just go to sciencedirect.com, try to search the article that you wanted. Should there be any inquiry about the search, about the types of the content, I'm here to answer your questions on live. Okay? Probably we give 5 to 10 minutes on this activity. You can try to do the searching. And for those undergraduate students, to see what are the courses that you are taking this semester, you can make use of your tablet or the laptop to try to find the books that relevant to your syllabus this semester. Right? Then, if you have any problem in finding that, I'll be walking around. You can raise your hand. I can assist you. Okay?
For the setting for the search alert, I already set for fentanyl acetate.
Yep.
So for my title is fentanyl acetate or molasite.
Yep.
And golden acetate. But the search alert is only for one keyword.
Yes.
So after that, if
they will keep on adding.
Oh,
So the more
okay.
search you perform, so they will recognize you better. So today, let's say they recognize your eyebrow. Tomorrow, they recognize your ears. So the more you search, the more accurate it is, they recognize you.
Oh, so the setting itself.
Yes.
For me.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is how they make up. Okay? So you are working on snail.
Golden apple snail.
Sorry?
For the molasite of the golden apple snail.
I see.
Pesticides, something like pesticides.
I see.
Pesticide residues.
I see. To see the effect on the snail.
No, to see the effect to the soil and also to the water. If
So
apply-
contamination.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you undergraduate? Which year? So anyone plan to further your postgraduate study? No, enough. The one. Not sure. Anyone already determined you want to do master or PhD? Now doing masters. PhD?
Yeah.
Good. Anyone has strong determination, you won't give up until you got your PhD done. Good to set your own goal, and you need to know why you need that PhD. Okay? Dapat. So are you finding books? So is this relevant? So you can go scroll down. Yeah, you can read here. So abstract only means library have not subscribed. So soon probably they will subscribe, then it will turn green color here. Right? But I think soon by early of next year you will have it. Right? Yep.
What website?
ScienceDirect.com. Science. SCIENCE. Yeah. Okay, there you go. You can search. So, depends whether you want books or journal. If you're undergraduate, possibly on books. So, what keywords? So these are the books.
This is the chapter. Oh,
Yep. Okay? But you need to log in through your library website before you can download. Easy proxy, you know that? You can proceed to the library later, librarian will guide you. So if you were to download things from ScienceDirect, make sure you go through the IP address of UMT, or otherwise you will not get the content that you wanted. And UMT pay for the access, so make sure you know how to log in, right? Be it whether connect to the Wi-Fi or go through easy proxy, go through your librarians. Okay? Anyone got problem with don't know how to go to the easy proxies? I'll get the librarian to assist you on that. You don't know. Never mind, later I'll assist you. I guess postgraduate student got no problem with that, right?
I just connect Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you just need to the Wi-Fi. And usually sometimes they will auto-detect. Yeah.
If
Because when you are in institute itself, then you will recognize. But you still can't, then I'll get the librarian to assist you. Okay with the searching? For undergraduate students, you can ask me how to find relevant books for your learning in your classroom. For postgraduate students, you can ask me anything about publications, manuscript submissions. Yeah? Any question from postgraduate students? Yes? Yeah, I recognize already. You hold on, I will get the librarian later. Any more questions? So, if anyone wanted to know how to prepare for the research, how to write a research grant, proposal, a manuscript, or what is the publication process, how to navigate through the peer review process, how to communicating your research, we have this Elsevier Researcher Academy. Yeah, it's an online platform that takes you through the different phases of research cycles. Whether you're preparing your PhD, your master's, your final year project for your career, either inside or outside of academia, help the researchers attain funding for the research, facilitates more researchers' paper being accepted in the top journals, a completely free service providing support throughout the entire research cycle. So this Elsevier Researcher Academy is free. So if anyone that plans to do your master or PhD after undergraduate, also good to have this, have a look. Your supervisor who knows to say, prepare the research proposal, right? It's good that you already have the basic foundation and to impress your supervisor. So we have what are the things inside. How to turn your thesis into articles, right? Discover how metric can boost funding and networking opportunities. A beginner's guide to write a manuscript in LaTeX. How researchers store, share, and use data. Tips for writing a truly terrible journal articles. How metric can boost funding, and yep, it's mentioned up there. There are different types of topics that suited different stage of your research pathways. Those, sometimes the final students, the lecturer will say, I want to publish your final year projects. Sometimes the lecturer will get you to recommend which journal do you think we should submit. Even the postgraduate students, the lecturer sometimes wants some recommendation. Where do you think that is good for us to submit your paper? When it comes to these questions, we have these features called Elsevier Journal Finder. Yeah, you can just Google Elsevier Journal Finder. You can just copy and paste your abstract into the search columns, and it will give you a search result page like this. Then you can show your supervisor, based on Elsevier Journal Finder recommendation, these are the journals that I think I plan to submit. So before I end the sessions, I am now open for Q&A. Any question to ask me? Be it research related, writing related, learning related, I'm here to assist you. Any questions? All good. So I'll give you a few more minutes to browse through the articles, the book chapters. So if there is no more questions, then I will officially end the sessions today. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. And it's now noon perhaps. Yeah. Thank you very much. So hopefully you can make use of the tips that provided by me earlier to your classroom learning, and who knows, later on to your final year projects, as well as eventually proceed to your master and PhD level. It is still a useful learning tips for you. Okay, thank you very much, and I will hand this back to the librarian in charge.